Hi, and welcome to Girl Talk. Thanks for tuning in. I had a 4-minute drive this morning, and it was awesome. We're filming here at the Cambridge Winery, right on 12 and 18. Beautiful structure, great place for parties, to come taste the wine, to have some small hors d'oeuvres, to have your next huge bash.
All of the above.
I know, this
Or
place
do
is
it all.
so great.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. I'm so jealous that you live in this area. I mean, I like being in the city of Madison too, but I mean, you guys can't see this, but it is just beautiful.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
And they've got big things going on behind us.
Yeah.
Which I can't wait to see in fruition. But lots of exciting stuff.
Fruition, as in grapes.
Janet,
Oh,
there you go.
Well, Jana can't help herself when there's a good pun around.
Well, earlier you had said we're in Elisa's stomping grounds, and
I know,
immediately
of
thought about
course she
stomping
thought.
grapes.
I love it.
You have that pun intuition.
Yes, yet another useless talent of
Yeah,
mine.
that's right. Lots of talents that are completely useless, but also lots of useful talents.
Let's move on.
Let's move
Who else we got, Elise?
Alrighty.
We have like two of the kindest people I've ever met. Connie and Sean are here from Swift Waters, year-round duck hunters. They have a program here on Channel 57, I believe, Saturdays and Sundays?
Yep. It's part of our weekends in the
They are
wild.
like just two of the most genuinely awesome, nice people I've come in contact with in a
And
while.
they're fun. They have a great chemistry.
They
so
really
if
do.
you haven't seen the show, I encourage you to watch it because it's really fun. And I'm not a big hunting fan.
No.
So believe it or
No.
not. But I've become a fan of this show anyway because
Yeah.
their chemistry is so fun that it just makes you want to watch it. They're sort of magnetic
Right.
that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's
I've
about the
tuned
love
in
for
as
the
well.
outdoors too,
That's a good
which
point.
I think is a cool
It's-
component.
That's a very good point. And it's just an outdoor show.
Yeah.
There's
You don't have to
yeah.
necessarily be an avid hunter, kind of like you
Yes.
mentioned, to
Yeah.
appreciate the show and what they do,
And today, aren't they talking about getting women a little more involved with that too?
which is always
Yeah.
great.
Absolutely.
You know, 'cause-
especially when tuning into Girl Talk.
Yeah, of course.
And Janet,
Yes,
Janet,
ma'am.
we have a buddy of yours on today. Want
We
to talk about our
do.
next guest?
Sure, yeah. We have Buzz Kemper from Audio for the Arts, and Buzz and I go way back. He's such a great guy. Tons of great things I can think of to say about him. But his business is making that great sound that you hear when you're listening to the Madison Symphony Orchestra or the Madison Opera, and you kind of forget about those guys behind the scenes
Sure.
with all these dials and buttons and oh my, and he's the guru when it comes to that kind of thing. Not to mention just being a great guy, but he does all kinds of projects, grand and small. He actually helped me with a little home video thing that I made.
Oh yeah.
And he's also the voice behind some of the commercials you might hear on Channel 57 or ads on the radio, and even video games. He's done voiceovers for characters in video games. So
You'll just want to stick around to hear this voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
This sweet
Iconic.
sound.
voice.
Sweet
It's
sounds
just
of Buzz
incredible.
coming up.
It's true. It is a wonderful voice.
Okay, we'll keep it locked right here at Channel 57. We'll be right back.
welcome back to Girl Talk. We're filming today in Cambridge, Wisconsin at the Cambridge Winery, and that's a new business, and we love here at Girl Talk meeting new people and introducing them to you as well. But our next guest has been part of Madison's community and culture for 20 years or more. With us today, we have Buzz Kemper and Audrey Martinovich. They're from Audio for the Arts. Now, these are a couple of faces behind the great sounds of the Madison Symphony Orchestra, the Madison Opera, the Wisconsin Youth Symphony Orchestras, and so much more. Buzz and Audrey, thanks for sitting in with us today.
Thank you so much. It's great to be back with you guys. I've done other things, but not this show, so thank you.
Not this one. Now, both of you are audio engineers for Audio for the Arts, and Buzz, you're a co-owner. Just a real quick shout out to your partner.
Steve Gotcher, who is back there holding down the fort right now with the session.
Couldn't have done it without you, Steve. So, Buzz, being a co-owner, you have been with Audio the Arts, and kind of Madison's taken you for granted, I think, for these 20 years. So first, congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you. And second, what's your secret to keeping your business going for 20 years?
Well, thanks. I mean, I don't really feel all that taken for granted. I mean, we really do get a lot of appreciation, but when Steve and I started the business, we really wanted to make sure that there was a need for what we do. And we found out that there are a lot of rock studios in town. There were a lot of commercial studios in town. Not a lot of options for the acoustic music people. So we decided, well, we both have public radio backgrounds. We do jazz, classical, bluegrass. Let's give this a shot, and we're still here.
Well, congrats again on 20 years. And just to add to the roster of things that Janet mentioned, they may also recognize this particular voice on some of our station's commercials, of course, too. So lots of, you wear love hats.
We do, and we love our relationship with you guys.
Well, it's nice
yeah, thank you.
Nice to have you. Now let's get down to the celebrating part. What are you guys going to do to celebrate? Because 20 years, an incredible milestone. So you've got to have plans. Share with us what you're going to do.
I'll let Audrey take it because she's been planning it.
Well, at the end of September on the 23rd, we're going to be having a party at the studio. So we're going to open our doors, people can come in and actually walk around, see all of our different rooms, meet everybody, as well as meet some of our clients and vendors. There's going to be food and drinks and music from over the course of 20 years.
Wow. So you had me at food. I'm there. No. I also hear you have an impressive studio, so that's a lovely place to be.
Yeah, how fun to get to see where that magic happens. Now, Audrey, you're the office manager there as well as an audio engineer, but you also teach at the Madison Media Institute, so you also wear many hats. So that means you have contact with a lot of different studios. Why did you choose to work with Buzz and Steve with Audio for the Arts?
Yeah, well, one of the things actually that Buzz mentioned was the plethora of rock and hip hop opportunities in Madison, and what kind of drew me in was the fact that it was an acoustic instrument, more classical and jazz oriented. So that was one of the things that kind of matched up with my background a little bit more and drew me in. And once I was there, I really liked the vibe, and Steve and Buzz have a great working relationship. They're great people to learn from, and it's just been an awesome opportunity.
What's not to like?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think in your years of experience, too, because you've obviously, with 20 years under your belt, have had quite a bit of experience. Lots of clients have come and gone. And what do you think, for folks out there in the last minute here, is one of the biggest questions that you get?
One of the biggest questions is actually almost kind of a boring one, but people will say, I'm doing a performance at such and such hall, or I want to record an album, but I don't really want to be in a studio. I belong to this church that has amazing acoustics. Can you guys, if I work with you, do we have to come to the studio? And so we tell people, absolutely not. We'll come to you. We've gone to other cities and other states even. So we love to travel, and that's one thing people like to know.
Wow, incredible.
Buzz, we're about out of time. Real quick, a fun little job that you've done that sounds different than any of this other stuff.
One of the weirdest things is what's called forensic audio, which means doing audio for a lawyer. And that means like somebody saying something on a tape, but the tape is a little messy, so you have to clean it up. Or in one case, we actually recorded the firing of a gun for a trial. So we get some really unusual ones.
And you've even been a voice in video games too, haven't
Yes,
you?
so has Steve. Yep.
Yeah. All righty. Well, we're out of time. So glad to have you on board here with Girl Talk. Thanks for visiting with us today. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Girl Talk, and we are here today at Cambridge Winery here in Cambridge, and we'll be chatting with them a little bit later. We've got a beautiful set today. Isn't it just gorgeous?
It's great.
I know you guys can't see this, but wow, what a view out these doors and
The
windows
windows
right here.
and
Gorgeous.
all the bottles of wine around us.
Absolutely, we love
Those
that.
always make for a good view.
Certainly. And first we're joined by Connie and Sean, and you guys are with Swift Waters, and you're our year-round duck hunters, and you've probably seen them before actually on our station on Channel 57. Thank you both so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
It's really a pleasure to have you both. And today we are talking about lady hunters. I love the topic. And so now, Connie, you are a woman hunter. I love it, and you're very passionate about it. What would you say is your passion behind hunting, and why are you so involved in that sport?
I truly enjoy the waterfowl hunting. I grew up in an outdoor wildlife kind of family.
Yeah.
To get up in the morning with Sean, be in the marsh and watch the ducks, the birds, and the sunrise just come alive is just a passion to me. And if we're not in the marsh, wake up in the morning, walk out on our deck, and we overlook a Great Lake. So it's
I want to do that
What a
every day.
beautiful scene you
Right.
just painted.
Absolutely. I'm
great.
imagining it in my mind right now. Gorgeous.
So right now, women are joining the hunting ranks faster than men, which is surprising to me. Why is this?
What we saw is traditionally guys have always been in this field,
Sure.
and now they're starting to bring the families into them.
Which
And-
I think
and
is
the,
great.
The
It
biggest
is.
drivers,
Absolutely.
are the women,
are the ladies,
and they bring the families as well.
Yeah.
Women are getting involved, and if it's not truly hunting, it's just getting out there to enjoy the outdoors.
And we're seeing just nationwide, statistically, the growth in the hunting industry right now. Now the comparisons are different, but the highest growth are in the ladies joining. And the age groups are even from that 18 to like 30 years old. They're
That's
really
great.
joining.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see the people outside, and then obviously they can bring the kids and the rest of
Yeah.
the family and be part of it.
Sure.
Not
A
just have
family
the guy
event.
out there.
yeah,
It
it
is.
turns
It
into
is.
something to do all together.
Correct.
Very cool. So if somebody is interested, are there groups and organizations that can help women get involved in the sport?
Yes, there's one nationwide Becoming an Outdoor Women, and it is here locally in our state. Headquarters is in Stevens Point, but throughout the country there's Becoming an Outdoor Woman. Check on the internet. We have a Learn to Hunt program with the Wisconsin DNR that gets you involved in the outdoors, programs from waterfowl, turkey to white-tailed deer. And then your local chapters, the Wisconsin Waterfowl Association, the chapter here in Jefferson is very family and oriented, as well as a lot of women.
I love that.
So that's great. No experience really needed
Right.
or
No.
necessary. You can
Right.
come in. This interests me, and you can teach them
Yeah.
the
That's
basics.
The
And it even
basics.
goes along with the theme of our show when we say year-round duck hunters. Like obviously we can't hunt year-round,
Sure.
so we literally park our guns and we take video cameras out. So
Yeah.
in the same essence, we're out in the wild, in the outdoors, and we're capturing that as well. So it's kind of the theme around it.
Oh, I like that.
Terrific. Well, this is Girl Talk. So, what kind of gear is out there for the ladies?
The ladies do like still to look like ladies. I mean, years ago it was the hand-me-down men's clothes, but there's a lot of women apparel companies out there that have figured out the ladies fit, that you can look nice and still blend into the environment.
Well, you're
Sure.
waders, right?
Yep,
Caddis?
I have a
Caddis.
Caddis ladies wader waterfall wading system by Caddis. It's a women's design wader, and they fit great.
Okay.
So reach out to them.
So you're
Awesome.
not walking around like
Right.
this?
No,
Well, that's
no,
so
they
true.
fit me.
Okay,
And you don't
great.
want to be sludging around in the marsh and
Yeah,
have your
absolutely.
boots fall off. So they truly fit. And
Perfect.
And apparently the guys were not aware of that because we've been hunting and some of the other guys were like, I don't know why you complain that you can't find waders. And I'm like, they're shaped differently.
Absolutely. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Now, before we go here, where can people watch your show on our station?
currently we're airing on Channel 57.
Awesome.
Saturdays and Sundays, part of the Weekends in the Wild. And we will be airing now through the end of the year. So
I love
watch
that.
us one of these weekends.
I've seen you on that.
Absolutely. We love having you on our station. And like you mentioned, it's part of the Weekends in the Wild block, which is such a great addition to our station and some really cool different regional shows that
Yeah.
are from places right here in the Wisconsin area, which I love. So again, Connie and Sean, thank you so much for being with us today with Swift Waters.
Thank you for
Thanks
having us.
And we are still at Cambridge Winery here, and Girl Talk will be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to Girl Talk. We've been filming here at the beautiful Cambridge Winery in my home turf, right outside of Madison in Cambridge, Wisconsin.
Yes.
We're sitting here with Frank Peregrine. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you.
It's
A
always
wonderful
pleasure.
host
Yeah.
you are.
Well, thanks. Well, it's easy to be a host when you're in the wine business.
That's true, yeah. Not your first
And it's
hosting
easy
job.
to be a guest as well. Okay, so I know all about this because I've been to one of your wonderful, amazingly put together events here at the winery. But you've been open for about 6 months. How's it going?
Well, the event space is really gaining traction for us, which is very encouraging. We're getting 5 or 6 inquiries a week now for
Wow.
weddings in 2017 and 2018. I'm not sure which bride can plan out that far, but they are planning out
They do.
That's what brides do, right?
18 or 24
We've been
months.
planning this since we were 6.
Well, I get the feeling that some of them aren't even engaged yet. That this is maybe wishful thinking, and they want this to reserve the space today while they
Could
can.
be.
So, this summer was a little bit quiet only because it was our first time. I think
Sure.
all the 2016 weddings were somewhere else. We've had a number of other events though, including a graduation party, a retirement party, birthday parties, several of those. So that's been going well. We also had a very last minute event with the Cambridge Arts Council where they have a concerts on the square every other Friday night during the summer. And it turned out there was a 90% chance of rain on one Friday, so we got a call Friday morning, can you bring it indoors tonight?
I remember this day well.
The answer was yes.
Yeah.
We brought it indoors and it was a success, and sure enough it did rain, so it was worthwhile doing that. So anyways, the event space is taking off and we're very excited about that.
That's a gorgeous
Congratulations.
space.
Yeah, we should
Yes.
say we're in the event space right now, and I know you can't see it on the TV, but huge panel of windows, just beautiful, not to mention what's behind us right here.
And
So-
the rack of wine doesn't hurt.
So Frank, if someone is interested, do you provide banquet services, or does someone need to get their own caterer?
We have a full kitchen. Somebody could bring their caterer, and that's an option. We often run into somebody who knows somebody in the business, or they want to butcher their own pig or something like that, and that is possible. We'd obviously want to make sure that that fits within certain guidelines, but they don't have to do that. We've got a chef in the name of Noah Chabilski, who's been with some renowned restaurants in Madison. We were able to hire him this summer, and he's already put out great food. And often when we have a prospective bride or others that want to have a party, they'll come here and Chef Noah will work up something for them, and they're sold right away. They say, this is what we want. So
Very good.
he's a great person to have on board, and we certainly are able to put on a big banquet ourselves.
I did take a peek at your little tasting menu, and it looks amazing. What
Was
a
that
great,
the first thing you did when you came
what
in?
a great
Looked
addition
at
to
the menu?
Cambridge, though. I mean, something different. It's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Well, we've also
But
had,
yes, menus are my first priority.
we've hosted our first tasting, our pairing dinner just about a week ago, and we are planning to do one or more of those per month. The last one was sold out, and we have one coming up later in September. So we're also doing those sort of events to highlight our food and our wine both.
Wow,
great.
that's wonderful. And I like the fact that there's an option, especially when you're thinking about big events and brides and weddings and all of these things. What comes to mind to me is usually places have one or the other. Either you have to use their catering or you have to bring something in from outside. And in this case, you have the option, so you get to fall in love with the space and then make your decision from there.
That's correct.
And I mean, it sounds like you're getting a lot of wonderful folks who are coming out and really excited to use the event space. It is so beautiful. But what do you recommend in terms of making a reservation? You said everything from sort of last minute to way in the future. What's best?
Well, of course, it's better to plan ahead because the space may not be available. We were lucky on that particular Friday. But the best way to get a hold of us would be to go to our website, which is cambridgewinery.com. And on there, there's an inquiry form that they can fill out. It tells us who they are and what dates they have in mind. And that goes right to our new event coordinator, Annalise, who's right here from Cambridge. She'll get back to those persons quickly and start talking about the particulars of the event. We start with the space and the availability, and then we move into food and other things from there.
That's so nice to have somebody on site that can help you navigate some of that planning.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's been a great addition. Between Noah and Annalise, we've really geared up our capabilities to handle big events.
Absolutely. Wonderful.
Well, and speaking of menus that I was taking a peek at, I noticed a few new wines as well.
Yes.
New bottles. What's new at the winery? Can you fill us in?
We just released our first Wisconsin wines, which are from the 2015 harvest. The 2016 harvest actually is starting right now. We just processed our first Brianna grapes earlier this week, and we'll be processing throughout the month of September. Those wines won't be out until next year, but
Okay.
the 2015 wines are being released. We had 2 released in August. We have 4 wines being released in September. 3 of those are Wisconsin, one's a California wine. So the California wine's not going away. We're just supplementing it and enhancing the product line with our Wisconsin wine. So anyone who wants to come out and try a local product, we certainly have those.
How
on
exciting
the
for
shelf
you
now.
guys.
Yep.
I'm dying to know how your baby's doing, your vineyards.
The vineyard is coming along nicely. We had great success through last winter with those that we planted in 2015, about 4 acres. I think we lost 2 plants out of close to 2,000. So,
Oh, good.
so that was.
I mean, not good that you lost them, but it could have. I heard it going a lot worse for others.
And so that was encouraging. This year we planted about 2,500 more vines. Wow. So we have about 9 acres in total planted out there. We might get some harvest next year from those vines, but we're looking at 2018 being the first year for that. In the meantime, we're buying fruit from other growers, which is where our Wisconsin wines are coming from today.
Yeah, you say it typically takes 3 years, right, for your grapes to be ready, your vineyard?
Correct. This will be the 3rd year next year, and we might wait till the 4th. We'll see how healthy the plants are next year.
And we've got to go because we're about out of time, but I also want to mention your other baby is the tasting room on Whitney Way, and you've had sort of a facelift there, so we'll have to talk about that a little bit more another time. But a great place to go and do some tasting if you're a little bit closer to Madison.
Yes, absolutely. So stop in, join us here in Cambridge. Come check out the winery. Frank, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time here on Channel 57.